Hey guys, it's Darren at Green Pro Clean Limited here, window cleaning in Nottingham and Derbyshire. Bloody chilly Easter Sunday and wife's getting the dinner on, so I'm going to take a couple of minutes to show you how to build a super budget water fed pole, or basically a beater pole. Now what I want this for is I've got a large manor house country mansion coming up towards the end of the week. It's actually got UPVC framing throughout, white UPVC, but they are proper minging. So I want a pole that I can pretty much abuse for this job, and get some good pressure on it, get in all the angles and scrub the shit out of it really. So what I'm after is something that'll take a bit more a beating. I've got my extreme poles, but I treat those a bit like a delicate flower because the cost involved, of course. They're a crazy expensive pole, superb pole, crazy expensive, but I don't really want to be beating the shit out of it. So what am I going to use? I'm going to use a Harris pole. And there's been videos before on Harris poles and how to convert them for water fed pole and so on and so forth. They all seem a bit complicated, so mine's going to be done on a super budget with some parts I've got laying about, but also I'll show you where you can order the parts from as well. And the first thing we're going to do with our Harris pole is we're going to take off the cone here that slides into the paint rollers, which is what it's normally used for. And we don't need this any longer, so it'll go in the spare bits box. Once we've got that out, we've got the screw thread on here. Don't need this either, so it's riveted on the two sides there, riveted through and through. So we're going to drill that out. So we're just going to throw that up here, and you can do this, most of you guys, with tools you've got laying about the house. If you haven't got the tools laying about the house, perhaps ask a brother, a cousin, a father, something, next door neighbour even. That's who I used to get all my tools from when I was shit broke. Used to borrow them off my next door neighbour. What we're going to do, we're just going to drill out these rivets right here. So bear with me half a sec. Oh, that's the head off of that one. That was all of half a second work. And take the head off of this one. That's the head off of that. Now that's just the two little heads off, as you can see there, those tiny little circular bits, but that hasn't removed the post. So we do actually now need to put a bit more pressure on it now they're out of the way. That's it, and drill it right the way through. And once we've done that, there we go. Once we've drilled those right out, that should, oh, let me just lock that down tight. And that one, and that one. That should now just pop off quite easily, but it doesn't want to. So let's have a little look at the toolbox for something with a bit of clout to it. I did have a pipe wrench laying around here a couple of days ago. There it is. Just doing some pipe work. Let's just give it a little gentle encouragement. And that should pop right off. Bear with me one second. Let me just get, my hammer's right there. Bear with me. Oh, that's done it. Happy days. Job's a good one. So there you go. As we can see, screw threads come off. Good job. That's in the spare bits box. Get rid of the old pipe wrench. Job's a good one. So now we've got our Harris pole. The next piece we need is a quick lock adapter from Gardeners. These, I don't know if you can see that, they're hollow through and through, just like our pole, which is very handy. Mine's got a quick lock on it because all my brush heads are quick lock. You can get them with the screw thread if you've got the screw seated brushes, so on and so forth. But this is basically the part that we want next. We just stand this up here, and this simply slots in like so. Now, yeah, it's as loose as can be. So what we're going to do here is we're going to dig in a little toolbox over this side. Bear with me. Let me just duck back in here. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Find some bits that we need. That one will do. Break out some good old PTFE plumber's tape there. A few pence at any hardware store. And we're going to use that to fatten up our adapter, as it were. And it's going to take a lot of wraps, so this is going to take a minute. Excuse the runny nose, it's bloody freezing out here. Oh, it's come off. It'll take a few more wraps on that. Let me just find the end of that again. Back onto that. This stuff is good because it's waterproof, it's flexible, it expands. You can stuff it into cracks, literally. So I've got a god awful runny nose today. See if I've got a rag behind me somewhere. Now they're all up in the van. But just keep working that around, and it is going to take a good 20 or 30 wraps, but for the cost of this stuff it doesn't matter. It's cheap as the proverbial chips anyway. And you can always test your thickness by, once you get to the top end, instead of breaking it off, just give it a test, Not even close yet, so we're going to keep going. Doing this in real time, by the way, so you guys can see how long it takes to build a pole. Not only build a beta pole or a budget first water fed pole, and for the guys that are starting out needing a pole on a budget, I would strongly recommend this over something like the CLX or the Barracudas, the glass fibre poles, because the Harris pole, number one, it doesn't have any bend in it, which is nice. It doesn't crack, it doesn't splinter, no chance of splitting it if it gets taken down in a strong wind. There we go, we've got plenty on there now. So this is what I'd recommend. Also, if it does go down in a strong wind and gets bent all out of shape and beaten to shit, well, you can replace the whole main section for less than 20 quid at any B&Q / Wicks, etc, so on and so forth. Now I've just slotted that straight in there. I'm going to do some other modifications to it a bit later, but what I am going to do is I've got some Gorilla Glue. I'm going to put a good dollop all around there, put it down in, give it a couple of turns, and that'll be a permanent seating in that pole now, and jobs are good. And what we do next is a bit of pipe just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. I've ordered some more pipe from Gardeners because I've run out, but of good lengths anyway, and that'll just go straight down, straight through the pole, and I'll have that set up on a what's the word, univalve as well. I'll set it up on a univalve just to save water whilst I'm on the job. So now that that's in, clamp on, old brush head. As I say, it's going to be a beater pole for giving a good chemical scrub on this job, and that'll go to there. Final stage, as you can see now, there's one budget economy water fed pole all set up, of course, bar the what's the word, bar the pipe work, of course. So just change out our drill bit here. Now we want the biggest drill bit we can find. I have got some hole cutters, but I can't be asked digging those out for this because we don't need it. So here we've got a 13mm drill bit. If it ever gets out of the hole, there it is. Pop that into the drill, and then that is going to go straight through the plastic handle, like so. So we're going to ream it out a little bit. Just the reason we're doing that is that'll give it plenty of space for the pole hose to slide in and out of there. Quite protected as well because it's a nice thick rubber, and it goes all the way up straight into the pole. Beautiful. So our pole hose will actually be an internal hose for this job. It's bloody runny nose on me, man. I've got to go get some Lemsips on the go. But or I rather prefer cure alcohol. But as I say, with that, that's my quick guide. All in all, 20 quid for the Harris pole. About there. You probably find them cheaper if you shop about. This gooseneck quick lock arm is about $4.95 from Gardeners. The brush heads, I've got a Gardener one. Sorry about the quick break there, guys. Ran out of recording space on my phone. But anyway, there you have it. Cheap pole. As I was saying, the brush head, they're 35 quid for the Sil brush from Gardeners, but this is just an old spare that I had laying about, so that's what I'm using. So all in all, for 35, 40, 60 quid, plus maybe another tenner in bits, like pole hose, etc. So 70 quid, and you get yourself a good sturdy pole that I use, as I call it, a beater pole for washing down manky frames, because I can get shitloads of power onto the Harris pole. Also good for conservatory roofs, soffits, fascias, gutters, that sort of stuff. Just a good general all-round spare tool to have in the van that can be built on a budget. Also for any lads out there that have just broken a nice SLX or an Extreme or a Viper, for example, and need something to get them out of a jam in a fix and keep them working for a few days while their new poles arrive, there you have it. So anyway, that's my video for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great afternoon. Any comments, whack them in the box below. If you like what we do, subscribe to the channel and keep us rocking. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.